Someone has to tell me to. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. As mentioned, my name is Liz Larson. I've got jet lag. There's no windows in the room. I have no idea. Good morning. My name is Liz Larson, and I'm the Asia Regional Manager for Microfinance Information Exchange for the MIC. Is this okay? Can everybody hear me with the microphone? Okay. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank the MCPI team for inviting me here today to present to you. MCPI and MIC have a long-standing relationship, and we consider this partnership one of the strongest in the region. And suffice to say, there's significant energy between our two organizations, and we're working together to strengthen the sector, and actually across the globe. I'm going to be talking to you today about the work of the MIC, who we are and what we do. And sorry for those who were at MAB's conference yesterday, might have heard that already, but I think some people might like a little refresher. But then I'll be paying specific attention to what we're doing in social performance monitoring, or SPM. Unfortunately, our social performance monitoring manager, Ms. Nicole Castelli, could not be here with us today, but I hope I can fill her shoes by giving a little bit of an introduction about what we do. Slide, please. So what is the MIC? Our mission is to support the growth of the microfinance industry through world-class public information platform. That means, in the broader picture, that MIC promotes information exchange in the microfinance industry by linking all industry actors, from MFIs, donors, investors, and other industry players like networks, raters, and regulators, through a variety of information products, which I'm going to outline for you in a moment. We're based in Washington, D.C., and gather and analyze data from almost 1,500 MFIs in almost 200 countries. We work in three core areas: in standards, data, and analysis. And MIC has now acted as the authoritative voice on definitions and selection of core indicators for microfinance data analysis. Now we are taking this experience in creating standards and applying it to the world of social performance. MFI performance data is used for individuals and aggregated along myriad lines of comparison. And MIC also provides periodic training on financial and operational reporting to its partners and regional hubs across the globe. Furthermore, MIC remains an independent organization with no other business interest besides supplying information in the public domain. Slide, please. This is a bit of a long slide, so please bear with me. I'm just going to describe to you all, try to quickly describe to you all of our products. MIC's main products include the microbanking bulletin, customized performance reports, or CPRs, which anyone who was in my presentation yesterday will remember, the MIC market, and regional and country level analysis. Starting off with the microbanking bulletin. Each year, MIC collects financial and performance data from close to 1,500 MFIs, as I mentioned. This data is processed through our uniform data platform by our analysts and partners. And then those results are published in the Microbanking Bulletin, which contains two main components: leading annual time series MFI performance benchmarks and analysis, and expert author contributions on the latest industry topics. Recently, in the most recent edition of Microbanking Bulletin, these topics have included measuring risk, social performance monitoring, sources of revenue and asset allocation, and the changing nature of the MFI information industry. I encourage anyone to download these publicly available documents from the MIC's website. Moving on, institutions which participate in the MIC's annual benchmarking will receive individualized performance reports known as CPRs, or customized performance reports. On an MFI by MFI basis, these reports analyze an institution's current and trend performance, benchmarked against several categories of peer organizations. These reports are then used by the institution's decision makers, including the board, management, and other stakeholders. MFIs which receive these CPR reports have cited them as being instrumental in informing their management choices. So anyone who doesn't yet report to the MIC, if you want a CPR, please do. Talk to me, and you can get these very valuable reports for your MFI. Perhaps MIC's best known product is the MIC Market, which is the online searchable database which hosts information on over 1,400 MFIs, over 100 donors, and almost 200 market facilitators. This database contains individual profiles of institutions and other parties, and everything from basic and general contact information on a very, very basic profile to specific outreach and performance data, and can also include audits and ratings. It also has a comparative and trend analysis function. MICS also provides annual timely surveys of microfinance performance on a region or country, discussing performance analysis, sector trends, development, and other relevant issues, and lists social performance benchmarks. These reports are often co-authored with local partners. Just some of the recent country analysis and regional analysis reports that we've produced. One is in March, MICS produced the Asian Microfinance Analysis and Benchmarking Report for 2008, which was co-authored with our regional hub in India, in Telecap. This report draws on the 2007 data from almost 250 MFIs in Asia, discussing trends in outreach, financial performance, and funding sources. We've also got the Global 100 Benchmarking Report. This report, which was authored by MICS, highlights institutions that achieve high outreach and low transaction costs while being both profitable and transparent. By ranking 652 MFIs by outreach, efficiency, and transparency, this report offers a starting point for analysis of institutions operating in the sector. And last but not least, we have authored a couple of different reports with MCPI. In 2005, we co-authored with MCPI the last Philippine benchmarking report, which gave a closer look at the two major service providers in the Philippines, NGOs and rural banks. We could not do the work that we do without our dedicated partners. MICS partners with networking organizations, technical service providers for data collection, processing, and analysis. We've got regional hubs in Jakarta, Indonesia, Lima, Peru, Dakar, Senegal, and Delhi, India. In addition to these regional hubs, MICS maintains country-level partnerships in several countries, including the Philippines with MCPI and RBAC-MABS. Slide, please. MICS is planning on a new and improved data platform called MICS 2.0, which will have additional functionalities, expanded ways of looking at data, and will actually be able to handle new types of data as well. Piggybacking off that, MICS is now starting a funding liabilities database, tracking the funding landscape for MFIs, which obviously changes on a rapid basis. Finally, MICS, as mentioned, is starting to become more focused on the world of social performance monitoring, which I'll now discuss in a bit more detail. Our focus thus far has been on MICS core products and services, those initiatives that MICS is best known for. However, the MICS has also begun to take a leadership role on social performance monitoring as well, in order to complement our work on the financial data analysis side. Social performance is a bit of a different beast than financial analysis, as you were discussing earlier. It's not as easy as tracking these very tangible ratios. It thus far tends to involve significant resources and oftentimes can involve extensive longitudinal studies, which prevent it from being measured at much scale. With the demand of concerned parties like MICS, and especially with the onset of new socially oriented investment funds, the need for standardized, widespread social performance indicators has become impossible to tune out. Donors and MFIs themselves, too, have wanted to have a more solid idea of how their programs are having impact on the ground. So the MICS, along with numerous other parties, began spearheading the effort to create standard social performance metrics. We know that transparent, consistent, standardized financial reporting and analysis is central to the growth of microfinance. And in tandem, social performance is equally as important. Measuring social performance is, or should be, a natural piece of any organization's self-evaluation and goal setting. These measures have been discussed for years in microfinance circles, and measurements of performance have been pretty well defined on some levels and tracked on different levels for a long time, but albeit not in a standardized way. Social performance and the development of standard indicators is important because it allows for a more holistic assessment of a microfinance institution. It provides evidence about MFI's performance in reaching the poor, which is obviously a goal. Sometimes smaller organizations are doing a better job than larger ones, and vice versa in terms of reaching the poor, and we don't have necessarily metrics for understanding that. Social performance can even can even out the information imbalance so that programs with excellent social benefits can receive the recognition and support from donors.